right, and we are back. So let's talk about the domestic conflict, what happens at home because we had that quasi-war with France. So after the XYZ affair and our quasi-war, we're going to affect our political parties because they're split over how they felt about it. Who, quote unquote, started the war? That would be the Federalists. They wanted to go and fight France. They collected taxes so that they could pay for the war. They were angry that they were disrespecting American neutrality. In return, you had the Republicans, who were considered allies of France, saying bad things about the president, about Congress in the newspaper. It's no different than today's Republicans and Democrats fighting, and if one Republican says something, then a Democrat goes and writes about it in the newspaper. So your Democratic Republicans used print to get back at the president and Congress and try to sway public opinion. But the Federalists are the ones who hold power in Congress. So because they hold power in Congress, they're going to write laws to basically try and shut up any of the Republicans who are talking bad about them or the president. They're also very suspicious of immigrants because of how the French played out. They typically also, immigrants sided with Democratic Republicans, making them a target because, remember, we're trying to hurt that party. Alien Sedition Acts. This is how Congress decided to punish the Republicans and immigrants. They passed these acts in 1798 to make it harder to become a citizen and also to punish people who talked bad about the president and Congress. The first three acts, which are Naturalization, Alien Friends, Enemies Acts, are all about targeting immigrants. They're going to make it difficult to become a citizen. Instead of only being in the country for 5 years to become a citizen, you had to be in the country for 14 years. You have the Alien Friends Act, which means that the president now has the power to deport any alien or non-citizen that might be plotting against the government. Anything from attending a protest rally or writing something, bad on the internet. Well, the internet's not there this time, but you know what I mean. Writing bad about somebody in the press, you could get deported. Alien Enemies Act, if we do war with your country that you're from, then that means you could be deported if you were a male above the age of 14. So, for example, we had just gotten out of a war with France. If you were a French male that was in the United States, you could be deported because the United States government would not trust you. The last one is sedition. Sedition is going to punish anyone who talks bad by writing false, scandalous, or malicious writings against the Congress or president. So in today's world, if I got angry about something that the president did and wrote about it on Facebook, the government could use that as a reason to throw me in jail or to fine me $5,000. So those are the acts. Remember, they are targeted. You can see how they targeted immigrants, 1, 2, and 3. The party that supports them is going to be obviously the Federalists who wrote them, and the party that opposes them is the Democrat. What we need to question is whether or not this is actually constitutional. You're going to have two guys from the Democrat Republicans who say no. This is James Madison. You got Thomas Jefferson. Madison is going to represent Virginia's voice, and Jefferson is going to represent Kentucky's voice. And they write what's called the Virginia-Kentucky Resolutions. They are the response to the Alien and Sedition Acts, and they are the Republican challenge to the power of the federal authority over the states. They're going to argue two things. One is interposition, and one is nullification. They're arguing overall that the Alien and Sedition Acts are actually unconstitutional, that they go against the Constitution. So let's talk about what nullification means. No use or to invalidate it. It's basically giving states the power to choose if a law is constitutional, they want to follow it. Supreme Court, because they don't have that power yet, are actually trying to say that states can have that right. It says, why might this be dangerous? Well, if you think about it, that would be giving the states a lot more power, and they could basically argue any law they didn't like could be unconstitutional, and that would have free range to not follow the law. Madison's the one who argues in position. That means that the states are supposed to protect the people from the too much power of the government. Jefferson argues nullification.